Now then. Hi, this is Drick. We're gonna be starting up Tex Murphy under Killing Moon. And I do have to preface, there's gonna be a bit of, little bit of reading and, some fairly long intros to start off with. Let's boot the game up first. And with that little introduction, we're immediately thrown into the menu. So, I do want to go over really quick a little bit of information about Tex Murphy 3 under Killing Moon. For the era this came out in, this was one of the more expensive game productions. It cost a little over $2 million to make. It did some really fascinating things that were pretty hard to get running on a computer at the time this came out in. For instance, we go here into the configuration menu, which looks very Windowsy. Among the things you'll notice is how the CD-ROM thing mentions that there's 4 discs to this game, which is already a huge thing for 1994. Typically, like, a lot of games, even adventure games to this point, were usually no more than 1, maybe 2 discs. So this was like a huge endeavor to begin with. It also runs at 640 by 480, which by today's standards isn't a big deal, but when you see what the game is like, running the game engine like that in this resolution is considered outrageous and unheard of. We do want our captioning on, hence I don't mind. We have fast walking speed. Let's see. It does have Sound Blaster and MIDI. Just a moment. So, among the things that was mentioned when they were producing this game was, let's see. This game combines full motion video with a advanced 3D virtual world to explore. And the thing that really sets it apart from a lot of adventure games is the movement mode in this game is more akin to games like Doom and Wolfenstein. It also uses texture-mapped polygons rather than raycasting like Doom did. So, the game in general is like it's requiring a lot more processing and computing power than what the 486 high-end specs available at this time were really capable of. This was also one of the best-selling games at the time of its launch. It managed to sell it reached around 400,000 copies before the follow-up 2 years later. It was the 5th best-selling video computer game of games that launched in November 1994. It's generally received a lot of good reviews. It's got a book written after it. Let's just... Hello! Just going over a little bit of preliminary information about this game. This is the main menu. I'm not sure if I want to go. I think I'm going to do the intro before I go over the manual a little. So let's do the intro.
So, they found it again, have they? I thought we'd taken care of it.
The forces of evil are persistent, sir.
I'm getting too old for this. Who have we got lined up to deal with this problem?
Murphy, sir.
Oh, no, not Murphy.
Afraid so, sir.
What about Spade or Marlowe?
Dead, sir.
Isn't there anyone else?
Sorry, sir, he's next on the list.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. Knowing Murphy, he's going to need help. A lot of help.
I'll check the archives and get back to you, sir.
News of the day. As the Second World War enters its final days, Allied forces are on the march. The troops of the Western Alliance are occupied with the dangerous duty of ferreting out the remaining pockets of Nazi resistance. The storming of Berlin has crushed the heart of German opposition and sent remnants of the Fuhrer's troops scurrying into the dark reaches of the Black Forest. The Germans have vowed to fight to the last man in their quest for world domination. But their days are numbered, with Adolf Hitler dead and the once dreaded SS disbanded. The Allies have exposed the workings of the Nazi war machine and found it festering with ancient blood cults, whose rituals and ceremonies are too astonishing and barbaric to detail. Allied forces will not rest until the last cult member has been revealed and captured.
No pestilence has ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and horror of blood.
In the moonlight, New San Francisco sparkles like a chunk of cubic zirconium, an island of hollow beauty surrounded by a red sea of radiation. 5 million souls drowning in gamma rays. Some lucky people have a natural immunity to genetic mutation caused by the radiation. I'm one of them. Most of them live in the new city, but I don't. I live among the unlucky souls, the mutants and the destitute, and the wreckage of old San Francisco. My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private detective. Or at least I used to be. Since my marriage hit the rocks, I haven't done much of anything. I went out tonight for the first time in a week, but all I ended up doing was spending the last of my money on a bottle of cheap bourbon. Now it's past midnight, and I'm staring out of the window of my office on the second floor of the Ritz Hotel. Just like me, the Ritz used to be something. Now it's just another grimy building in a rundown part of town. And I'm almost out of bourbon.
I God, Murphy, you look like hell. Really hit bottom, didn't you?
Oh, I usually don't look this bad. I forgot to take my Geritol this morning. So, you want a drink? I saved my first one to have with you.
No, thanks. I've been dry for 8 years now. Yeah, one morning I just looked in the mirror and decided I needed to make a few lifestyle changes. Quit smoking, quit drinking. Now I'm getting out of the business. Yep, I'm gonna move to the tropics and retire in a nice secluded island with a tribe of beautiful young women.
You're getting out of the business? I guess that means the end of the world must be around the corner because you are the detective. I can't imagine you doing anything else, especially not running around an island with a bunch of nubile women in a loincloth.
Oh, I can imagine it. I've been thinking about it for years now. Yeah. You know how it is. Lonely. Underappreciated. Dangerous. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 38 years. I tell you, I'm working on a case right now, and that's going to be my last one. Oh. Enough about me. How about you, Tex? How's life treating you? Bad as it looks?
Well, it depends. What day is it anyway today? Saturday? Well, Saturdays aren't too bad. It's normally Thursday by the time I get really suicidal. So what is it you wanted? Just come by to sprinkle a little salt into the open wounds of my pathetic life?
No, Tex, you got me all wrong. Nah, just because you turned me in and got me suspended and humiliated me in front of my peers, you sold me out. But that's all gonna pass. See, I quit hating you for that weeks ago. Like I said, I'll be leaving soon, and I didn't want to go with any loose ends dangling there to bother me in my golden years.
Hey, don't worry about me. When you tossed me out of the agency, it was the best thing that ever happened. Digging through dumpsters and sleeping in abandoned speeders, you helped me learn a great lesson. Because no matter how bad things are, they can always get worse.
So what happened to you? I heard you were doing pretty well there for a while. Did a hell of a job on that Martian memorandum case. What's your problem? You one of those people who can't live with success? Huh?
Well, I can live with it. I'm just afraid of commitment. Now you tell me something. Why wouldn't you talk to me 15 years ago? I was a stupid kid back then. Could have tried to understand why I told the ethics board what I did. I mean, I understand now that I was out of line and I made a mistake, but why'd you cut me off like that?
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. Never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them. They're a precious commodity to people like me and you. Now listen, before I go, I came here with a warning. I heard your name mentioned in connection with a case that I'm working on, and you stay out of it. If you don't, somebody's gonna find you floating in the bay with a hole in your head, and I don't need any more strain on my conscience.
You know, frankly, I'm pretty insulted. Because I'm a pretty damn good detective, and I can take care of myself, thank you.
No! Just remember what I said, Tex. Got no idea what kind of people we're dealing with here. Just keep out of my way. I'll send you a postcard.
Oh boy. And that is the primer that we get from the game itself. We do have information from the instruction manual as well. Kind of gives us a rough idea how to play Tex Murphy as Tex Murphy. Rather, play his role. Let's see, I think this is the button. Back in the times when, whoop. Yeah, that actually just happened. That was a Simpsons-style "No!" But yeah. We're about to enter the virtual world of Under a Killing Moon. This section introduces us to the setting and characters I will find during the adventure. We are Tex Murphy, first appeared in Mean Streets, then Martian Memorandum. Appears during movie sequences and conversations, played by Chris Jones, the director and co-designer of this interactive movie. Though Tex is on screen, you still have complete control over what he says and does. When you're not in conversation or viewing a movie sequence, you look through Tex's eyes, controlling his movements. Tex is somewhere between 29 and 49, with some premature wrinkles and a bad back. Kind of like how OKKO is a kid 8 to 14. And they don't give an exact age. Anyway, Ed Black flares up every time he's reminded of his ex-wife Sylvia. Sylvia, I believe, was the female lead from the very first game. She was one of the people. Yeah, I believe Sylvia was from the first game. Anyway, despite being a good PI and born romantic and generally nice guy, Tex has a talent for getting into trouble and offending the wrong people. The inspiration for Tex is a cross between Sam Spade, Rick Blaine, and Inspector Clouseau. Since the story takes place in the year 2042, Tex comes across as a man at a time. Also, I do realize that this is a little bit in the way. Anyway, give him a lucky strike, a glass of bourbon, neat, and a leggy dame, and Tex is in his element. There's two types of people in the futuristic setting, mutants and norms. Norms have a natural immunity to radiation, while mutants have physical deformities, ranging from hideous to comical. Race, creed, and gender are no longer the great social dividers. Yeah, it does sound a lot like a corporate presentation pitch. I'm pretty sure a lot of this was the setup for, this was how they pitched it to investors. But again, this is also the mid-90s, so that's just how things went. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to say that less when I'm trying to regain my train of thought. We're starting on the third floor office in the heart of a rundown mutant section of Old San Fran. Live and work here because the rent's cheap, at least that's what I tell the few clients I get. In the streets below, mutants and norms go about their business. Much of it's illegal. After a quick look around the office, walk down the street and start looking for a case. It shouldn't take long. As for who we are and what do we know, this is kind of like the first 5 contacts you get in the manual at the start of Mean Streets, where we know Chelsea Bando. She runs the newspaper stand down the street across from my office. She's a mutant, just like almost everyone else in this part of town. We haven't been able to find anything unusual about her, not that you wouldn't like to. Then we have Louis Laments. He owns and runs the Brew and Stew Cafe, which isn't for everyone. And sounds like there's a famous lamb stew and spicy chili. Rook Garner runs a pawn shop across the street from the office. He's a crusty old World War III vet. Comes off as a bitter Scrooge nursing a feud with the world. He's actually a tender-hearted guy who would take you in on a cold night, feed you, clothe you, give you some cash, then tell you to get lost. Francesca Lucido runs the Slice O' Heaven Pizza Parlor. Older woman longs for lost youth. Ardo Newpop is an intellectually challenged mutant who works the front desk at the Golden Gate Hotel. There are gentle giants in the world, but Ardo isn't one of them. 8 feet tall, 400 pounds, temper to match. Okay. Don't piss off Ardo. Anyway. With all that set aside, that's kind of our introduction here. Let's click New Game. Name list. Easy. We're just gonna punch in Drick.
So, they found it again, have they? I thought we'd taken care of
I
it.
think it's playing the intro again.
The forces.
We already saw that intro. Cuffing up Flynn. Ah, that 3D animation.
So last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only exercise I've had lately is tipping the bottle and flipping cards into my hat. I gotta find some work. Contrary to what the Colonel might think, I'm as good a detective as he ever was. Now I just gotta prove it. I'm gonna scare up a job today, even if it means finding somebody's lost puppy.
Alrighty. So currently we are in interactive mode.
The Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything. And I ought to know.
Meaning that currently all we can do is point and click at things and take a peek.
This piece of art is called Two Whales on a Bender. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni.
Those delicious 90s middies.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks. I love my comfy chair. I just wish it wouldn't be so easy to tip over whenever I got drunk. Ah, the fabulous Dior lamp. I bought it for 77 cents. The UI of U was the only place that would accept me. Half the course credit was earned by locating the university. I spent weeks earning this baby. Best 20 bucks I ever spent.
I think some of these would probably make more sense if we physically moved closer, so... Okay.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Alright, so right-clicking lets us change the context sensitivity that's at the bottom here. Most of these things just have a look option, but...
This cabinet is where my old successes go to die. Nothing here but nostalgia. Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business.
Anyway, so we hit spacebar, and we are in... Whoa, jeez. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, so this is kind of a Duke 3D. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. It's kind of a Duke 3D first-person game engine that is mouse-controlled. I am being as tender as I can possibly be to move around here, but yeah, this looks really good for 1994. I mean, a lot of these things are actual polygons with textures rather than ray traced like Doom. Alright. And it looks like wherever we hit spacebar is where we have the ability to just
This
look at
one really
things.
isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's. CrimeLink Computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files.
That's a computer, huh? Neat. I didn't catch a lot of that. Okay, so Looks like this is probably going to come in useful later. Let's see. I should take a moment and I think some of my oh, there it is. Let's see if we can turn down the mouse sensitivity just a bit. Okay, that's a lot better. It's still a bit messy. But yeah. Yeah, this game is completely 3D. It has its own first-person, it's effectively the same kind of engine you would see in a first-person shooter. However, like I mentioned earlier, this isn't like Doom. It's not ray traced. These are all textured polygons.
My gun. I love it so much!
Let's go ahead and grab this gun.
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam! Bam! Bam, bam! Bam! And you!
Ah, shit, I just threw it out the window.
Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh, my hell. No matter how bad things got, I always had my gun. Now I've lost that, too. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those days.
But yeah, the creators, as I mentioned, they wanted this to be something that has the play kind of like Wolfenstein and control like, or not control, but look, plays like Wolfenstein, looks like Seventh Guest.
Ah, the closet door. All I've ever needed was a soft felt fedora, a well-tailored overcoat, and a comfy pair of sneakers. Some people know what they like, and they stay with it. All I've ever needed was a soft...
Doesn't have anything different to say.
Ah, the closet.
Actually, hold up. Okay, there's just shoes.
The stupid light switch is stuck in the on position. Could be worse, I guess. I call this painting, The Big Spill.
Trying to figure out what these keys are trying to respond to. Okay, it looks like A makes you peek to your left, S makes you look to your right, D makes you look down, W I think is let's see. Okay, Q is like to your direct left, like a 90-degree angle, whereas A is like a 45-degree angle. It's really disorienting. Let's see, S is 45 to your right, and then W is 90 to your right, and then D is down. And Z is just instantly directly behind you. I think. Yeah, that's really disorienting, and I don't think I'm going to use those keys all that much. Oh boy. In case you're wondering what this feels like to control, I would say it's like trying to use a joystick that doesn't recenter itself, and you have to very slightly inch the mouse to whatever direction you are trying to get it to sit back at.
Well, since the building inspector has only one eye and no depth perception, the hotel manager painted fire extinguishers in all the apartments. It saved him a bundle.
I was wondering. But yeah, like, this was a technological marvel for the era it came out in 1994, and this ran on a 486 computer. And even it could run on a 386.
My phonograph's an old family heirloom. I love to play the classics. Kool and the Gang, Peaches and Herb.
Okay, that got us points. This is a very cybernetic looking water dispenser.
This pure mountain spring water is indispensable, literally. I'm out of paper cups.
Ah. Alright, I think we have more or less exhausted what's in here. What's that?
CrimeLink Computer is the only valuable piece of equipment.
That's just part of the... That's the interaction doohickey, like the keyboard and mouse for the computer. Got it. Whoa, boy. Oh, Nelly. Oh, come on. Okay, correspondence school. I was wondering what that little lower paper was. Also, the other thing was the fact that it was able to do all this at 640 by 480, which is completely unheard of for 1994.
That's the door to the street. The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
Yeah. And now we're in a new area.
Chelsea runs a first-rate newsstand.
Yeah, it looks like... Okay, I think we might be using down. Just to,
Rook Garner runs this pawn shop.
Okay, we know those names.
All hell has broken loose since the government stopped requiring products to display those give-a-hoot-don't-pollute symbols. On the top floor of this place is where I hang my hat. It's not much, but it's better than... Well, it's not much.
Uh-oh, how do I... Oh boy, falling down the steps. I'm not entirely sure how to, undown the view. Come on. Oh hey, that's neat, we can adjust the brightness on the fly. I need to quickly consult the manual on how to undown my view. Let's quickly take a peek. Okay. There we go.
Rusty the Clown's novelty shop. Closed down a few months ago after Rusty mysteriously disappeared. The police suspect foul play, but I think he probably just choked to death on his own bad jokes.
I'm wondering if that's a reference to Krusty. Especially considering the tri-tip. Well, it's not hair, it's still a similar tri-tip. I might be reading
These
too much
garbage
into
cans
that.
seem to be in good shape. Too bad nobody uses them. All hell has broken loose.
Yeah, here's San Fran of 2042. This shape right here is our speeder.
My trusty 31 Lightning Bolt speeder. I still regret not getting the sunroof option. On the top floor of this place is...
Okay.
This is the brand new electronic shop outlet. No pun intended.
Oops.
This is the brand... I won't be able to get inside the electronic shop until I get a membership card.
Weird.
These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city.
Let's... What do we got here? Mountain Lunch Brew and Stew. The Louis Fuller. Okay. A pizza bar. What we got to say about this?
These signs around here haven't been replaced in at least 50 years.
Okay. A mailbox.
Surprisingly, the auto post box has no graffiti on it. Maybe people around here are finally starting to respect our government and its fine agencies.
I am doubtful of that.
Rook Garner runs this pump.
See, how fast can we go?
The most interesting thing about these movie posters is that someone hasn't stolen them yet.
Killer Death Mutants. Lovers. Kind of just wandering around the street aimlessly.
Coit Tower was once a majestic landmark. The wiener stand on the patio at the base of Coit Tower made the best chili dog in town. No one's here right now, though, so I better check back later.
I seem to recall Coit Tower was where we met one of our more important contacts in Mean Streets. Let's see what else we got
I like
here.
to stand by these, waiting for a glimpse of Rita. I heard this newspaper box got destroyed right after Chelsea opened her newsstand. Coincidence? These fire hydrants are commonly used by the locals to mark territory in front of their respective business establishments.
Yeah. Let's see. Looking at the architecture here, the Golden Gate Hotel, this is probably what, let's see. Okay, yeah. In Martian Memorandum, we had a camera that we could set up in our window, which is one of those up there with a zoom lens, and this it pretty much resembles the structure that we would peep into all of the windows of. So far, pretty good attention to detail from what little we have to work with of the setting.
The Acme Warehouse is the former Snow White dry cleaning building. Nobody's used this place in a while.
Oh boy. I suppose since she's already standing out here, let's...
Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show. The only weird thing about her is she won't go out with me.
Oh, shush, Tex. Is it the same layout from Tesla Effect?
Chelsea runs a first-rate newsstand.
Neat. I haven't played Tesla Effect yet. I'm going through all the games in order. And Tesla Effect is what we will finish this run on.
Chelsea Bando's the kind that could hold her own with anyone, but she has a way of turning my knees to jelly. She's a mutant just like everyone else in this part of town, but she's a real beauty.
Well, hello, stranger.
Let's be... Now, what we know of him, most of these answers are going to result in him making an ass of himself. Oh, hey. Neat. This also would have come out around the time Windows 95 had dropped, and Windows 3.1 was still in wide use. Either way, this was still a DOS game. Everything was. Let's try and be charmingly curious.
Tell me, gorgeous, has the new True Detective come in yet?
Yeah, but you gotta pay for it this time. Hey, when you finish a magazine, it is in no condition to sell.
Let's be deeply insulted.
Sure. Kick me when I'm down. You think it's fun being broke?
Well, you know, Tex, there just might be a job for you. Have you heard that Rook's place got robbed?
No, but eager for information.
No, I didn't. What do you know about it?
Okay, interesting how the dialogue works in this one. We get like a little bit of kind of like the second game, we have a little bit of simplistic three-pronged dialogue that we can approach. And I guess now if you meet what is necessary, it'll open up the ability to talk about topics, not unlike the second game.
Rook acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face. Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet. I love Louis, but his friendliness doesn't fool me. He's a sharp one. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood.
I do want to stress, this game is a huge production and is 4 CDs long. Which, especially for the time this came out, that was ridiculous. I think Phantasmagoria was the only one to really top that, with like 7 or 8 discs.
Franny's a live wire. Either she or Sal is going to do time for killing the other one. I have never seen a couple fight like they do. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye.
How about Ardo?
Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand. Wish I could help you there, Tex.
You don't know the Colonel.
I remember Rusty. He had a kid show on TV when I was young. I hated the show. That clown makeup always scared me.
That is something of the 90s I kinda miss, was stuff like the Bobo and basically the kinds of clowns that would show cartoons and stuff on TV in the early 90s. I think also as well as a bit of the 80s. But yeah,
Yeah, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. I remember a stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
Alrighty. I gotta say, this is a little rough to control, overall. Yeah, we're getting some graphical tearing, it looks like. Hey. Poker heads in the pawn shop.
Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver.
What do you want, Murphy?
Let's be cautiously inquisitive. I'd say caustic wit kind of matches, but let's try to be cautiously inquisitive.
Is this a bad time for a visit?
That depends on whether you're here to help me or to irritate me.
Sounds like you're in the market for a PI.
I might be. Let me tell you the whole sordid story. Last night, someone broke into my pawn shop. I don't usually have anything of great value, but yesterday I gave out a fair amount of cash for an extremely valuable diamond bracelet.
Don't have anything of great value, but yesterday. Okay.
How much is a fair amount of cash?
In this case, $8,000.
Those different recording takes and quality.
I didn't know you kept that much cash.
I don't usually, but I sold a few things earlier, so I had just over $8,000. The bracelet was pawned by a young girl named Emma Nimpton. She said she hated to hawk a family heirloom, but had no choice. She said she would reclaim the bracelet in a month. Well, since the bracelet was worth 10 times the $8,000 I loaned her, it was a good deal for me.
Let's try a keen observation.
I think you've been played for a sap, Rook.
Maybe. She left me a number and I called it this morning, but the line is disconnected.
Have you contacted the police?
No, the police are a waste of time, and I can't afford to hire a decent PI.
Yeah.
I guess this means you don't consider me good enough to help track down the bracelet?
I'd appreciate your help. I'm not a rich man, but if you find the bracelet, I'll owe you a few favors, which could come in handy. Come back here and I'll show you where they broke in.
Rook takes me out back and shows me where the burglar broke in. The back window is busted out and the latch is ripped. It's a sloppy job. As I start my investigation, I'm looking for information to enter into my CrimeLink computer back at the office. One thing's for sure, Emma Nimpton won't be one of the suspects' names. Every PI worth his salt knows that's not my name spelled backwards. I wonder what all these garbage cans are doing around here. Maybe Rook is running a low-rent hostel. Well, obviously, the window was broken from the outside. Well, that's the sturdy, worm-eaten back door to Rook's pawn shop.
Just gonna open up a notepad real quick.
This building that Rook runs his pawn shop out of is at least 120 years old, making it only slightly younger than Rook.
Oh, Jesus. What do we got
The
here?
empty bottles of chocolate syrup lying all around this alley all look like they've been licked clean.
That's disconcerting.
I wonder what all these garbage cans are doing around here. Maybe Rook is running a low-rent hostel. Whatever's on the other end of this power box must be out of commission. The gauge is as dead as my love life.
Womp womp.
The empty bottles of chocolate syrup. Whoever uses these garbage cans is either a terrible shot or is saving them for that special piece of trash. Reminds me of playing hoops when I was younger, in the days before my lower vertebrae turned into petrified rock.
That.
This is where graffiti novices come to practice. After honing their skills, they move on to places where people actually care if you spray paint their walls. It's one of those basketballs they used to give away at Weenie World.
Going to take that.
10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's foul.
High quality comedy. That was actually kind of an amusing gag, in my opinion. Slapstick or no.
Well, that steep staircase looked really hard to climb.
That's... Okay, so... let's check around out back here.
Whoa! This antique boombox worked. I bet it'd only play the Bee Gees.
Let's take that. Hey.
Oh, man! This dumpster smells like 20-year-old mayonnaise, and I ought to know.
I'm reminded of a Dom Equid comic regarding a character who was being called out as the only person to have ever eaten brie on a hot dog.
This rookie
his
wooden
excuse
fence keeps Rook's Pawn Shop and the Slice of Heaven pizza parlor from collapsing into each other.
And the guy who was being called out was saying, I thought it was just some old mayo.
An empty bottle of evanescent spring water. For those with a higher class of thirst. These are empty jumbo-sized cans of Camel's chunky chocolate soup. Good. The texture of the pavement surface is a cross between a spilled Coke and sandstone. I don't usually enjoy piles of garbage, but they do add a lot of character to this alley.
Oh boy. I apologize if this is a little bit motion sickness inducing. I am trying my best. This is not easy to handle because it's mouse controlled like Duke 3D. If I move the mouse up, I move forward, move down, I go backwards, and turn left and right as I move to the mouse to the left or right.
It feels like somebody's watching. Someone really weird. Wow, a recyclable paper can. Finally, a glimmer of ecological responsibility. I didn't know Rook cared. These are empty jumbo-sized cans of Camel.
Yeah, we already went over that.
I wonder what all these garbage...
So we know the person loves chocolate.
Wow.
Let's open that up.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just trying to do a little pixel hunting, seeing if there's anything in this can, because... yeah, I guess not. Oh, that was...
The slice of heaven has been making... Well, that steep staircase looks...
It's up these stairs. Come on.
Hey, this door's just painted on. Hey, this door's just painted on.
Well then. I got clowned on. Let's see.
Well, I'll be darned. Except for the filth and stench, the interior isn't much different than the average studio apartment. In fact, it's nicely furnished. Someone's been living here, and I wonder if he saw anything.
Come on. Oh, jeez. Okay, we can go through there now. So we're looking for somebody who loves chocolate.
Man, there are signs of radioactivity everywhere.
Oh, let's... Let's see, do we go to the diner first, or do we go to the pizza joint first? I'm leaning more towards diner, but pizza does sound really good right now. I didn't have a very substantial dinner. I'm just feeling around the edges over here.
This is where Louis throws out the garbage. Street people come from miles around to sample Louis' award-winning leftovers.
Oh man, that warp in effect. I have a feeling that checking a trash can like that is gonna come up at some point.
These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city. These posters somehow survived the big... Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
Also, something I haven't really drawn any attention to is this game does have Sierra Adventure style points. Also, speaking of, we haven't actually saved the game yet. This is kind of sophisticated. Neat. But let's check out the diner first. Oh, Nelly.
The Brew and Stew is run by Louis Lamintz, a bloated mutant with a heart bigger than his waistline. Everyone comes to Louis' cafe. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louis knows about it.
What can I do for you, Mike?
How about a pitcher of beer and the love of a good woman, Louis?
I can't help you with the woman, mate. Yeah, no problem with the beer, though. Put it on your tab?
Yeah, this guy does show up in a lot of the later games, too.
Why not? How many $1,000 do I owe you anyway?
Don't worry about it, mate. I know you're good for it.
Let's ask about.
Rook's an ornery old cuss, but me and him are old buddies. We fought in the big war together. He's one person you can trust in these troubled times. Chelsea acts tough, but she has to be with all the scum around. And she's as smart as she is pretty. She knows a lot of what goes on in the shadows of this city. Yeah, things are a little slow, but I'm getting by. Having to lay off some of my kitchen help hurt my pride more than anything.
No.
Granny's a fireball. She and Sal opened the pizza place 7 to 8 years ago, and they've been fighting ever since.
Yeah, Louis here, as I recall, is ends up being kind of a series staple. He seems like a really cool guy.
Bardo comes in now and again. Usually orders a couple of steaks and a chocolate milk. His temper's as short as he is tall. And he's only got one oar in the water. A bad combination.
Chocolate, you say?
Sal's a big guy with an appetite for food, wine, and women. He comes by here most every day for lunch.
Perhaps he doesn't eat at his place. But okay. I can dig it.
Sorry, Mife. Can't help you there. He was a strange one. He had a show on TV for a while. Got pretty popular. Then he quit the show and went into business. He opened up a shop right up the street from here. I guess he wasn't a very good businessman. The shop went out of business within a couple of months. Then Rusty just disappeared. I heard he'd made some enemies in the novelty trade. Rook's been robbed before, but he's never had anything really valuable taken. This is gonna set Rook back for a while. Too bad the cops have turned a blind eye. Rook told me about the bracelet, but I don't know anything more about it.
Alright, I think we've exhausted all the conversation topics. Doesn't look like we can. Here's the radio.
This old relic probably hasn't worked in years. Hey, there are batteries in here.
Oh. Well, alright. Now we ditched the radio and got batteries.
I wonder if these still work. Tingly tongue. Still got juice.
Well done, Tex. Let's see. Oh, hey. Oh boy, that's I don't know if this is a map that these are supposed to represent specific points, or if this is just, like, going to be a list. Either way. Let's see. I guess we're off to pizza.
Well, it's that handsome P.I. Tex Murphy. Have you come to take me away?
Cowboy humor? That... I'm wondering what the hell this is gonna make Tex say. Oh boy. Undecided, no thanks. I think she's a recurring character as well. Or at least the actress. Let's do cowboy humor, I guess.
How'd you guess? You must have seen my white horse hitched to the railing out front.
Oh my, Mr. Murphy, you certainly know how to excite a girl.
Sex appeal humor, get more formal, shatter the fantasy of a lonely woman. Aw. I'll just keep
Well,
it
that's
formal.
very nice of you to say, Mrs. Lucido. But I'm here on business.
Oh, pooh! All the business and no pleasure makes even a private dick a dull boy. What do you want?
Let's ask about things.
Rook is a tough old geezer. I've known him ever since we opened the Slice of Heaven back in 32, but I can't say I know him very well. Chelsea is a nicer girl. Sal tries to flirt with her, but she doesn't give him the time of day. I like Louis. He runs a nicer place, and I go over there and chat with him when the business is slow. Well, I was hoping you'd get around to asking about me. I'm just a lonely, hot-blooded woman who needs the love of a good, strong man.
Gotcha. She's a tiger type, I guess. I don't know
Me and Sal
if
got
that means
married
anything.
too young, and it's been up and down ever since. I've had enough of his drinking and the womanizing, and I divorce him in a second, but he's got a couple of buddies who are top lawyers. If I had some hard evidence of his screwing around, I could divorce him and get a decent settlement.
Well, dang.
Ardo is an overgrown kid. He comes in here for the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I've got to kick him out every time. If I didn't, he'd eat everything we got.
Yeah.
Can't help you, Tex. He was a weirdo who opened up a shop just down the street. That would have been a couple of years ago. The business went under in a hurry, and the clown just disappeared. I heard that Rook's place got robbed. It scares me to death. There's so much crime in this part of the city. Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I guess we're going to talk with Ardo and hopefully not die.
On the top floor of this place is...
Where the hell is it? Oh, right, he's at the other hotel. Whoa! Oh, jeez.
The Golden Gate Hotel was once known as the Waldorf of the Pacific. Its halls are still sturdy, and the walls have worn well. But there's nobody living inside.
I'm not sure I got that reference. But that's okay.
Ardo Newpop is a gigantic goon who works at the front desk at the Golden Gate Motel. Ardo's no rocket scientist. In fact, he probably doesn't even know what a rocket scientist is.
extra boob tube hobnobbing.
Anything good on the tube today?
Uh-huh. I'm watching the Captain Wallaby show, and he's so funny.
I'll show some interest.
Captain Wallaby, your favorite show?
It's my third favorite show. My favorite is the Inspector Burns Fire Safety Show.
Why is that your favorite show?
Because fire safety is very important, and I want to grow up to be just like Inspector Burns.
I guess we're gonna have to be a manipulative jerk.
Yeah, old Burnsy's the best. You know, we always play a little game called 20 Questions. You want to play?
Okay. I can answer some questions, but first I have to put on my fire hat because Inspector Burns' Fire Safety Show is going to be on pretty soon. I went to his pawn shop because I thought he would have Inspector Burns action figures, but he didn't, and I got mad at him, so he probably don't like me. Ooh, Chelsea is pretty cool. Because she's got good magazines and stuff. That's where I bought my Inspector Burns Fire Safety Manual. He's a nice guy and I like to eat there because there's a TV. She's the lady who makes the best pizza. I eat at her pizza place all the time because I love it.
Yeah, he is kind of like a big kid.
I don't know what that is. I just want to be like my hero, Inspector Burns, because fire safety is very important.
I think you know who Colonel is.
I never heard nothing about that. I used to watch his TV show, and it was pretty good, but then it stopped. And then he opened a store down the street, and I used to go there and buy stuff, but then it closed.
This is pretty good writing for what they're going for here.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I never heard nothing about that.
Alright. So far, it looks like we're looking for a bracelet. We don't really have much of a lead on who could have taken it, other than, I like chocolate a lot.
It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by using my innate cleverness or ingenuity, or maybe a key.
Getting some more of that Terran. What about this warehouse?
Looks like someone's locked the door. The Acme
Okay.
Yeah.
Locked. How about this theater over here? Oh boy. Okay, go in there. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything on this side. And going into oh! There's somebody in this dumpster now.
Oh, looks like Mr. Bum is home for the evening.
Yeah, what do you want?
That's a little bit of camaraderie, maybe.
Looks like you're busy drowning your troubles, my good man.
Well, Mr. High and Mighty, what are you, a preacher or something?
bum camaraderie, I think? It is Dumpster Boy. Let's be more like a bum.
No, I'm just a man like you, who's been down on his luck.
Look at me. I'm crying. Now what is it you want?
Fair enough. That could be a dreamer at heart or just down to business. I think condescending wit is not gonna be very helpful or constructive here. Let's try a dreamer at heart.
Let's see. How about world peace, a new speeder, and a decent haircut? Is that really so much to ask?
You're quite a comedian. Why don't you take your act on the road?
Oh.
Oh no, not you again. Look, I'll warn you right now, I'm almost out of chocolate syrup and I'm not in a good mood.
Kind of concerned and helpful.
Look, I'll do you a favor. If you're free Thursday, I'll take you to the Chocoholics Anonymous meeting.
That's not helpful.
Spare me the insults, tough guy. If you got something to say, spill it.
Authoritative bluff. Let's be inquisitive.
Well, I was just doing a little amateur sleuthing.
God, you are a pest! This isn't a good time for a social call, pump. If I don't get it fixed soon, I'll go insane! Dory me for so lot to do!
I don't make a practice of helping out addicts, but I think I've got something that will ease the pain.
Oh, hold out on me, man. If you've got something, let's have it.
Now, I think I have to have a certain item here. Alright. What do we got here? Oh boy. Damn it. Come on.
Whatever's on the other end of this power. Every time I see yellow-gray water oozing out of a gutter, I just can't help but thirst for a cup of coffee from the brew and stew.
Oh. Oh. Let's see. Pretty sure all
The
these
empty
are
bottles of chocolate. Whoever uses these garbage cans is either a terrible shot or is saving them for that special piece of trash.
Okay. How about in here?
So, Murphy, have you come up with anything yet?
Must be all business.
I've got some clues, but I need some more information from you.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, chocolate is, I guess what we need to ask about.
I don't know anything about that. Louis and I go way back. We ran guns to Ethiopia before World War III, then fought in the same regiment during the war. After the war, Louis opened the brew and stew and told me about this shop, which I bought for a song, and then I started my own pawn business.
Neat.
She's a honey, ain't she? Makes me wish I was 30 years younger. She knows the black market and has helped me make some connections.
I see.
That depends on whether you're here to help me or to irritate me. Franny's a hot-blooded gal. She and her husband Sal wake up the neighborhood sometimes with their rows.
That's a usage I haven't heard in a long time.
Sal's a brute. Funny as hell, but he can get pretty bad after a couple of drinks. He and his wife Franny have a real love-hate thing. Makes me glad I never tied the knot. Sal leaves running the pizza joint up to Franny. Strikes me as a village idiot. He came by one time to see if I had any Inspector Burns action figures. I told him I'd never heard of these Bones characters and thought the kid was gonna tear my damn head off. I don't know anything about that.
Alrighty, let's take us to the street. Oh, not tearing. Let's see.
Chelsea's a hot little number.
Yes,
I hear.
Hi, Tex. How's the investigation going? Is there anything I can do to help? Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay. We need to find chocolate. Let's try the Bruin stew.
What can I get you? You want to try a slice of my chocolate pie? I can get you a piece to go if you like.
There we go. Alright. Now have pie. Now we must go to the chocolate addict and feed his addiction.
This isn't a good time for a social call, punk. If I don't get her fixed soon, I'll go insane! Dory mi fa sol la ti do.
I don't make a practice of helping out addicts, but I think I've got something that will ease the pain.
Oh, hold out on me, man. If you've got something, let's have it.
Alright, dumpster boy. Have a chocolate pie.
Praise heaven! You brought the ambrosia of life. Ask me anything you want. Wish I could help.
I'm sorry, just that pose at the dumpster. I don't know why that amuses me so.
I saw someone prowling around the back of the pawn shop last night. It was so dark, I didn't get a good look at him, but I could tell he was huge. Probably 6'3" or 6'4", about 300 pounds.
Okay, we've got some numbers to punch into the crime computer.
Oh, don't know a thing about it.
Don't know about that.
Brooke, he leaves me alone. Can't ask for more than that. I think Chelsea used to fancy me, till she found out my only true love was chocolate. Damn near broke her heart. Nice guy, good cook. Every National Feed a Bum Day, he brings me one of his award-winning chocolate pies. Ugh. I don't have much to do with her. They don't serve anything with chocolate in it at the pizza joint. The only time I ever see Sal is when he gets drunk and comes by to pick a fight. Then I kick his butt and send him on his way. That big goon, he used to hassle me until I shared a quart of chocolate syrup with him. Now he lets me alone. Sorry, can't help you with that.
Okay. Well, we've got a lead. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, damn it. Let's take a peep. Now we know it's a male, about 6'3" or 6'4", 300 pounds. I didn't get a good look at that disclaimer. Male. This ballpark. And this ballpark. We don't know quite. think somebody mentioned Green Eyes? Or am I just... Okay, yeah, we do not have enough info. I think Green Eyes was mentioned. Or am I hallucinating and remembering something completely unrelated? Also, I don't think we looked at these books. Hip Hop English. Toxic Taste. World War IV. Dirt Cheap Pet Care. The Dirt Cheap Detective. What's this last book? It's like a part of a book series. Deal for Death. I don't think we looked at what this
That's a perfect bed for a destitute PI. Small, lightweight, no sheets required.
I don't know what the hell any of this is supposed to be other than just random bric-a-brac. Seems out of place. Anyway. Oh boy.
Toxic Taste is a novel by Lou G. Trundle, the only mutant popular enough to make the New York Times bestseller list. World War IV. A dark and reactionary vision of the coming century by Rush Limbaugh III.
Yeah.
The fabulous Dior lamp. My phone would work perfectly if it hadn't been disconnected.
Okay. I think we missed some gags.
Hip Hop
here.
English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today.
Let's see if we can get breakdown on these.
I love murder mysteries. To be a fictional detective. Everything would be so much simpler then. I love murder mysteries.
Yeah, they're just... Okay. Alright. So, we have somewhat of a description of a guy who committed a burglary. I don't know if we're going to be able to get our gun back.
What can I do for you, Tex?
Do you have any new topics?
Yeah, you know, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. You know, I remember a stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
Okay. I think that's all the details we have at the moment. Back to the crime computer. Oh god. Slam it into all of the furniture. And
CrimeLink computers, the
okay. Next. Green hair. Has a tattoo on his arm of an anchor. Assume 2 eyes, but was plural, so it wasn't one. So it's either 2 or 3. You don't have a hair color. Don't know a blood type or shoe size, I don't think.
The office was actually a dance studio before I moved in, and Latin dancing is a Murphy family tradition.
I didn't realize Murphy was a Latin name. Oh, hey. A letter.
Oh boy, mail. Oh boy, mail.
Let's examine the sales flyer. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., electronic shop will open its newly remodeled store. Dongles, fax machines, remote control toys, stereos, headphones, doohickeys, singers, whatchamacallits, and much, much more. Only one of each in stock. These products, of course, are not on sale, cash not accepted, credit card not required to enter the shop. Be sure to check out unbelievable prices on our own line of dandy products. Remember to bring your electronic shop credit card. Plan to stay late. You won't believe the deals. Gift certificate entitles the holder to 1 free cosmetic, nose, boob, etc., courtesy of the Real You Surgical Clinic. 30 minutes to a better you. And a credit card
pre-approved
application.
electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed.
Oh, to the... oh boy.
A pre-approved...
Than the previous person's name. Or rather, the previous person's name, so... Next order of business might be just finding a pen to sign this and mail this out, assuming that, that's the... I'm just gonna quickly save here. Let's try using this on.
Well, that's not gonna work. Well, that's not gonna work.
Okay. We have somewhat of a description. We haven't met all the characters who are here, like Franny's husband. I don't know if there's anything in this. Gorgeous. Okay, we can't really go squeeze past those trash cans. Tower. I don't think we can go here.
Coit Tower was once a majestic landmark.
Yeah, there's nothing going on there at the moment. Oh boy.
I heard that Ardo shuts the place down every once in a while to do fire safety upgrades. Maybe he's painting fire extinguishers in all the rooms. The Golden Gate Hotel was once...
Okay, so Ardo is not available at the moment. Let's see. Just making sure they're not having me pixel hunt here for a key to this place. A lot of trash. Oh god. Like, as really, as cool as all this is, it's really rough to use. Oh, I am not used to these controls. Aha!
Looks like a shoe print is outlined in that sticky pool of something resembling chocolate.
Oh, is he saying hello, I guess?
Footprints about a size 14.
Or that he's very angry that I'm not letting him in my room.
These are empty jumbo-sized cans of...
Okay, so
Looks
size
like a
14.
shoe print is...
Time to pixel hunt.
The texture of the pavement surface is across...
Let's see. Oh, that looks important.
The baby rum wrapper looks like it was left recently. Yep, still warm.
Instead of Baby Ruth. Okay, so yeah, the amount of sleuthing you gotta do is definitely increased. What's down when we go up here? Nothing. Okay. Size 14 shoes. I think we got enough info. I'm not quite sure how we're supposed to sign this credit card application. I haven't seen a pen anywhere. Also,
as usual, it's a mess. Nothing in here but a stamp. Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them. As usual, it's a mess. Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for... As usual.
okay, so I think we know where the stamp is.
As usual, nothing in here but a pen. This is probably the only writing utensil that works in the whole office.
That is a hell of a pixel to find. Combine that with the credit card application. Whoop. Filled out application. Moving on up.
One last $10 stamp waits patiently to be licked and mailed.
And I believe we need to combine this stamp with a filled out application. Ready to mail application. Okay. We have solved a puzzle, I presume. It's a pretty, understandable solution. So we have a height, we have male, 300 pounds, size 14, green eyes, and anchor tattoo, and we still have 100 matches. That's impressive, but okay. We're getting a lot of woofs from the dog.
No.
Okay. Well, one piece, kinda.
Things look pretty slow on the street today.
Let's see. What is
My
this?
phonograph's an old family heir.
Oh. Right. think we opened this up.
The dusty credenza I've got serves only one purpose, and that's to keep the dust off the floor.
Oh, okay. Let's level out our vision a bit. Anything up top? Didn't look at. Alright. I don't know if there's a way to remap the keys to new movement. Probably. I was kind of impressed that the instruction manual actually documents the config.ini.
Surprisingly, the Postal Service has gotten much faster since the stamp price went to $10. I should get my credit card back tomorrow morning.
It is pretty neat seeing his office rendered out like this, and all this other stuff rendered out. Okay, what's this?
Well, this is a section of the Bay City Mirror. It's a weekly newsletter that covers local goings-on written by mutants for mutants. I'd subscribe if they had a comics page.
I guess we're taking this. Let's see, total inner city pawn shop burglaries committed over the past week now stands at 9. Zippy Cash located at the corner of Jackson and Maple Streets. That doesn't seem very interesting. I'm going to try and skim these over to see if there's important details. Let's see, Zippy Cash. Zippy Cash seems like it might be a place to visit. A lender is up for re-election, needs a mutant vote, will retain his position, has publicly called the police onto the carpet. Hey, Mac Malden. From the previous game. As the police are dragging their feet. What we're dealing with here is some kind of master criminal. Just hasn't left us much of anything to work with. Let's see, the MOs. Basically, a girl goes to a pawn shop, hawks a piece of jewelry for a large amount of cash. The shop is broken into the same night. Would not specify, but said that his team of detectives had some evidence. And hope to have some solid leads in the next few days. Old Jim's bait shop, lively crawlers, an old coffee can of your choice. Body found in the bay. Daniel Murray, 29, discovered floating in the bay, spotted by passengers on a whale sighting scuttle. Cause of death has been listed as suicide, though bystanders report the corpse as remarkably disfigured and contorted. Walt Grimm, a personal injury lawyer, followed the ambulance to the coroner's and reported that a quarantine was initiated not long afterwards. Reason for the quarantine has not been made public. I think these might be dev photos. Oh no. Yeah, it might be dev photos. This officer is acquitted in an assault case. Okay, cops being cops. Got it. Heart and Soul. I'm actually really surprised that there's a newspaper that's this fleshed out. That's usually not like a lot of games and such to do. Okay. Art critic who's kind of insufferable. The champagne was not vintage, but not the cat pee of previous years. All in all, not a complete waste of an evening. Why the Crusade Must Be Stopped, Part 2 of 5 by Luigi Trundle. Or Luigi Trundle, he's one of the mutants. Since World War III, we've seen a growing form of discrimination. Thankfully, we're not talking about racial or sexual bias, both of which are no longer the blights on society they once were. A social disease now that afflicts us is genetic discrimination. There are, in this world, evil forces that exist. This eugenics movement, the classifying of humans by genetic quality, has been around since the late 1800s. The Crusade for Genetic Purity is spearheading this dark movement. Crusades trumpeted the arrival of the Moonchild, the so-called refuge of the pure, supposedly religious retreat. Okay. Senator committed to asylum. I think this is another dev. X is just too damn big. Run for your lives before it eats us all. Everyone knows Texas is big, but really. Senator Reese's outburst is hardly shocking to those of us who've worked with him. We all knew he was a whacked-out, thumb-sucking piece of shit. Wow. Rude. But, hey. Need cash. At Oregon Trail Clinic. Okay, so that's a joke that was made long before the game, Oregon Trail. Based on Oregon Trail, I presume, but up to $50 cash for any and all vital organs. Also pay market rate for arms, legs, and eyeballs. You left you short on rent? Bring in that right arm. Must be removed on site. To meet AMA requirements. My friend... yeah. Oh, it's Coiner. This week's poem was sent in by 15-year-old Bupo Wong. Haiku to a taco. Soft shell taco mine. What meat art thou concealing? Who cares? It's tasty. 575. So it might be worth visiting McMullen. They do have some. Anything else on the ground? Oh boy. Doesn't look like it immediately. Is this something? No. Okay. Let's see if we have new topics.
Too bad you don't like fresh brains, mate. Hot off the grill.
It doesn't seem like something that the mutants would want to be just flailing about, but okay. Okay, we did get some new topics out of that.
Ever since the Crusade started up, the relations between norms and mutants has gone to pot. I've had rocks thrown through my windows, graffiti sprayed on the bricks outside. There's not much I can do, though. He's one of the few norms besides you who's eaten here. Seems like a typical cop. A little dim, and not too concerned about what happens in the mutant sections of town.
Alright. We've got more info. We have sent off in the mail credit card application. Let's see, what do you know? Oop.
What can I do for you, Tex?
Let's ask about...
The Crusade is big. I mean, much bigger than most people know. They have operatives all over, and then these huge sections of the norm population are joining. Well, they say it's a religion, but then they encourage the members to be violent and prejudiced towards others. Wish I could help you there, Tex.
Okay. Got it. More, We're dealing with fascists. Cool.
What else can I help you with, Murphy? Don't get me started. That movement is nothing but a hate machine. The Civil War's on the horizon because we mutants can't sit around and take the discrimination anymore. Those crusading fools have started something too big to control.
Also, I recall hearing in the setting that something like 75% of the population is mutants.
I don't know anything about that.
Let's see if the pizza place knows anything.
What can I get for you, handsome? How about a big plate of linguine with my own special sauce?
Linguine sounds good.
Oh, that's okay. I just had a filling meal of saltines and water. I just stopped by to ask a few questions.
That's that religion for norms only? It makes me sick. Sorry. Ask me about something else.
Okay, you haven't seen Mac Mulder.
I heard that Rook's place got...
Dumpster Boy, what you know?
Ask away. Wish I could help. I stay out of politics, especially bad politics. Oh, I saw someone prowling around the back of the pawn shop last night. It was so dark, I didn't get a good look at him, but I could tell he was huge. Probably 6'3".
Okay. That's a new here. I don't know if Aldo's still around.
I heard that Ardo shuts the place down. The Golden Gate Hotel. I heard that Ardo.
Okay, Ardo is unavailable. Pretty sure this Quake Tower is still...
Coit Tower was once a major.
Yeah, it's still empty. Suppose we could take a peek and see what's nearby. Ah, we could go see Mac Alden, I suppose. Oh, hey, neat. Fast travel. Private jet.
I haven't seen Mac Malden since the Martian Memorandum case. I remember him as a surly, incompetent, fat-nosed cop. As I step into his office, I can see he's changed. His nose is even bigger.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy. I figured you'd be dead by now.
I mean, as I recall from the previous game, acting like a jerk is exactly what you need to do.
I could say the same about you. When's the last time you had your cholesterol checked?
Still the wise guy, eh, Murphy? It was great to see you. Now get lost!
Oh, come on. Remember the Martian Memorandum case? Hey, we made a swell team.
Yeah, those were the days. I don't get cases like that anymore. Things are harder now. The mayor's office is all over me again. You heard about the string of pawn shop robberies? We have no suspects, and I'm catching the heat for it.
I think maybe we should suck up.
Sounds like we might be looking for the same burglar. Let's compare notes, old buddy.
No chance, Murphy. I don't need you getting in my way. Go play detective somewhere else.
Damn.
Can't you find something better to do than bother me?
No.
No, because I really like to watch your face turn red.
Still the wise guy, eh, Murphy? It was great to see you. Now get lost!
Oh, come on. Remember the Martian Memorandum case?
Yeah, the mayor's office.
Pride which goeth before the fall.
What you need is San Francisco's best detective on the case.
Yeah? I asked him to help out, but he's busy. Now shove off!
Oh, shut down again.
Can't.
No.
Still the wise guy.
Oh,
the mayor's.
Skip through and.
So you and your crack team of detectives have no leads?
Of course we have leads.
AB negative.
We know he's a
Norm,
Norm.
Caucasian.
Caucasian, and has AB negative blood. That narrows down our list of suspects to about 1 million. Now get out of my hair. I got work to do.
Okay. We got what we needed there. Alright. Damn it. Oh god. Every time. So, we got more information. This is, oh, it's registered to Alberto Smith. We're using it incorrectly, and that's okay. Not a mutant, male, Caucasian, in this ballpark, this weight, EB blood type, green eye color, 2 eyes, anchor tattoo. Still a lot of matches. Still a lot of possible matches. Well, we've got a lot of. I think we got a lot done. Yep, there is a possibility for 3 eyes, because mutants. Whoop. I take a peep real quick at something.
Sylvia, my ex-wife. Whenever I think things can't get any worse, I think about her and how she totally screwed up my life. She's a woman who loves a man, anytime. I'll never forget the day I came home early and caught her with the upholstery man.
Oh, there you are. I just got done with the chair. I'll be sending the bill to your husband.
Oh, Rudy. Let's not think about my husband right now. I was watching you upholster and you're so big and strong.
Do you really think so?
Well, yes. God, I've only known you for 10 minutes and I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, yes, look. And look at this muscle. Oh. The way you hold me, Tex never held me like this. Oh, kiss me, Rudy, and set my lips on fire.
Okay.
Oh, Tex, honey. I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
Well, duh. Obviously. Now I know why the Roto-Rooter man keeps calling and asking whether we need our plumbing checked. Well, I gotta admit, those chairs look pretty good.
Thanks. Listen, how about I don't charge you on the labor and we call it even?
Fair enough. But from here on out, Rudy, customer servicing doesn't include my wife.
See, honey? I saved you some money again. Aren't you happy?
I married her for better or worse. Unfortunately, it never got any better.
I wasn't expecting that. And on that note, I think that's a pretty good place to stop for the evening. We've been going at this for a while, and so far we've got a little information on our perp. Oop.
I bought this table so I wouldn't have to sit on the floor when I use my computer.
Okay then. I'm not sure if that screen's supposed to be something, but we've been at this for a while. I think it's about time we start wrapping up. Just gonna go ahead and save. Phew! Oh. Go ahead and save. I had also noticed the increment and save file. We nailed the thing. Credit card. Still gotta get more deets on the dude, and trying to think what else, and I don't know why my brain's just locked up there. What else? Got a bunch of deets. We have. I mean, there's not much to go on just yet because it was a bit of a long intro. Also going over the manual a bit. But yeah, controls so far are a little tough. Anyway, not really tough, but thank you all for coming. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care and have a good day or two, or a week, or however long it is till we next see one another.